I can't be the only one asking the question, where is Mason Greenwood? Really? Because one minute his name was everywhere, and the next, it felt like someone hit mute on the whole story, and then, suddenly, he's back. Not back training, not back in the squad, back scoring. So today, I did what you probably did at 2 a.m. I went down the rabbit hole, pulled together the timeline, the decisions, the backlash, and the football. Before any of this, Greenwood's story was ridiculously clean on paper. Born in Bradford, joined Manchester United as a kid, and by the time he was breaking through, he didn't look like a prospect. He looked like the next inevitable thing. Two-footed, quick release, finishing that looked unfair. The type of player where defenders don't even do bad defending, they just look like they're buffering. And then it happens fast. Europa nights, big cameos, goals as a teenager, and suddenly he's not just playing for United, he's the future of United. And at the same time, his personal life is running alongside it. He's in a relationship with Harriet Robson, someone he'd known since school, and it's relevant later because that relationship becomes the center of the storm. Then comes that England camp in Iceland during the pandemic. This part matters because it's the first time the public sees a pattern. Talent on one side, bad decisions on the other. Greenwood and Phil Foden break the protocol. It becomes a national embarrassment. Foden returns to the setup fairly quickly. Greenwood basically doesn't. And even back then, people were asking why was the reaction so different? Not because it's the biggest scandal in history, but because it's the first crack in the Starboy image. And then January 2022 hits and everything changes. Harriet Robson posts material on social media. It goes viral instantly. United suspend Greenwood. The police get involved. The story becomes global. Now here's where I'm going to be super careful. I'm not here to replay anything graphic, and I'm not going to pretend I'm a court, a jury, or Twitter. But the impact is undeniable. His career stops on the spot. Later, Greenwood is formally charged and the case moves into the legal system. And then, in February 2023, the UK's Crown Prosecution Service announces the criminal charges are being discontinued, citing withdrawal of key witnesses and new material, meaning there was no longer a realistic prospect of conviction. So, even with the criminal case closed, United still had to decide, what do we do with him? In August 2023, Manchester United publicly confirmed they've concluded an internal investigation and that Greenwood will continue his career away from the club. So by late 2023, Greenwood is basically football's biggest paused player. No matches, no interviews, no public rebuild. Just this weird silence where every month feels like the internet arguing with itself. Then the first real movement happens. Getafe. In September 2023, United announced he joins Getafe on a season-long loan. Basically a reset button in another country, away from English media 24/7. And football-wise, he starts playing again. He starts producing again. Not prime Greenwood, but enough to remind people the talent didn't disappear. It was just locked behind the controversy. July 2024, Marseille signed Mason Greenwood on a long contract in a deal widely reported around 30 million euros-ish with add-ons. The reaction in Marseille is immediate and messy. Even the city's mayor publicly criticizes the move. Because Marseille isn't a quiet club. It's not ease him in. Marseille is pressure, noise, politics, identity every single week. And then Greenwood debuts, and it's like he chooses violence. 2 goals, multiple contributions, instant impact. From there, the story turns into something the internet hates admitting is possible. He becomes a star again. Not, he's playing okay. A star. By the end of the 2024-25 League One season, Greenwood finishes joint top scorer on 21 league goals, level with Ousmane Dembele. Greenwood is leading the League One, scoring in 2025-2026 with 11 goals in 15 matches. He also had that what is happening moment in October 2025, 4 goals in 1 match for Marseille against Le Havre, and his own coach Roberto De Zerbi has publicly talked him up in massive terms, even saying he has Ballon d'Or potential if he commits to the full package. So now that Mason Greenwood is back, scoring freely and leading the line again, the question English football has been avoiding is suddenly unavoidable. Should he be called up for the England national team? The charges were dropped. His career is back on track, but the controversy never really left. Let me know in the comments.